As Coach Claus has alluded to in his invitation, the 2020 senior class or Interboro baseball has a lot to be proud of. They've accomplished quite a lot. They've accomplished in 3 years 2 league titles, 1 undefeated Del Val season, and I don't care what league you play in. Going undefeated is quite an accomplishment. Along the way, in the last couple of years, they've picked up non-league wins versus Strathaven, Ridley, Springfield, Octorara, Upper Darby, and Upper Perk. As everybody knows by now, this class has won back-to-back playoff games, which everybody knows it was over 30 years since a playoff game was won. So this group of guys and the group or two before them have a ton to be proud of and have elevated the Interboro baseball program to another level. And I want to just take this time to thank them for that and let them know how proud they should be of their accomplishments. Coach Torrance, if you will, talk about Spencer Carlos.
So Spencer Carlos, when I think of Spencer, the first thing I really think of is just raw talent. I got to coach Spencer a little bit over the summer, and he is really one of the better fielding outfielders that I've coached. And I really think that he probably doesn't even really understand how talented he is. And when I look at these 3 seniors, I think that he was probably the one that got hurt the most from this situation, because I know I personally was really looking forward to seeing what Spencer could do this year. Coach D?
Yes, I totally agree. Spencer Carlos, this was going to be his first year as a varsity baseball player. He was going to be an outfielder and probably our backup catcher. I've known Spencer personally for 10, 11 years. I've seen him grow up, as a teacher at Tinicum. So I can attest. He's come a very, very long way. That's why I'm sad that I just didn't get to see him on the field. Kind of enjoy the fruits of his labor. And I feel comfortable saying this now. He would have been a starting outfielder, I think, for us. I'm not sure what spot, but he definitely would have been starting somewhere. And he paid his dues. This is a guy that played JV as a junior. And, we have guys play JV as a junior, but Spencer played JV not because of his talent as a junior. He had the talent to play varsity, but he had to show his dedication, his commitment to his teammate and coaches in the program, and he did that. And he's like I said, he's grown so much along the way. I'm really, really excited to see what the future has for him. As you know, Spencer is going to be, upon graduating, heading to the United States Marine Corps, where he also continues to play baseball. And I just like to say thank you, Spencer, for all you do, and wish you the best of luck. Coach Torrance, Nick KERN.
So Nick KERN, when I think about Nick, I think the word that comes to mind is resilient. Nick was a 2-year, played on varsity as a sophomore and a junior, and his junior year, lost his starting job at second base at one point. He pitched for us. There were periods of time where he didn't pitch as much, and then periods where he did. And Nick always came to practice every day, played hard, and always stayed hungry. And that's obviously before his leg injury his junior year, and just coming back from that. Anybody who saw that and knew what he went through there knows that how resilient he would have had to have been. And just like Spencer, I was really looking forward to seeing Nick bounce back this year. Coach D?
Yes. Nick KERN. Nick KERN's a 3-year varsity baseball player. Nick was going to be one of our main pitchers this year. He's also going to see some time at second base. Nick is another guy I've known for a long time. I kind of met Nick on a soccer field 7, 8 years ago, so I've had a chance to see Nick grow up. And I hate to talk about it, but I feel like I talked about it so much. But Nick, like Coach Torrance alluded to, broke his leg in the middle of his junior year. He snapped it in 2 spots, and that was a tough way to end it. And Nick has had to train hard and work very hard to come back. And come back he did. He was actually probably ready to play a fall sport. He was multiple months ahead of time, but baseball is his love. And he really wanted to get strong and get ready to play baseball. He is a guy that in the last 2 or 3 years has never missed one practice. Okay, and I can't remember the last time he's missed a workout. He's a very, very dedicated guy. When I think of Nick, I think of the ultimate teammate. And he showed that last year. How he was on the bench down the stretch with the guys in the stretch run. And as far as the ultimate teammate, he showed that this offseason. I watched him take a bunch of guys and look at, we had a bunch of new younger guys this year, and he put his arm around him and say, hey, this is how we do this, or this is how we do that. So he's really a selfless guy. And I guess Nick has learned a lot of lessons along the way, some hard ones. But he's learned a lot of lessons, and that's what high school sports are about. Nick is going to go to Cabrini. He's going to continue to play baseball, and I'm just excited because I can't wait to see. Nick's had some tough times, but I can't wait to see him enjoy the times that are coming up. And he's a guy we'll be following. And I thank you for all you've done, Nick KERN. Coach Torrance, if you could talk about Aaron Stankiewicz.
Aaron Stankiewicz, it's tough to really know where to start with Aaron. I think even with missing his senior year, probably one of the more decorated baseball players that we've had in the program, definitely since me and Coach D have been here. And when I think about Aaron, I just think about somebody that just lives and breathes baseball, just always works so hard to improve his game, so devoted to becoming the best baseball player that he could be, as much as any player that I've ever coached. But when I think about my favorite memory of Aaron, it's probably not even on the baseball field. It's probably, we had, being at the high school with Aaron, Aaron was always in my room and always wanted to just talk baseball. And just talking about major league players, things that happened with our team, things that we could do in the future to help improve our program. It was just nice having those conversations with Aaron. So those sorts of things I'm definitely going to miss. Coach D?
Yes, that was well said. Aaron is a 4-year starter at catcher. I know as we were talking, he's the only 4-year starter we've had in our time as a coaching staff. A 2-year captain, 2-time Carpenter Cup player. For those who don't know, that's basically the Delco All-Stars, would have been 3 this year. So as far as what you can accomplish on the baseball field, and in the beginning we talked about all the accomplishments this group has had. Aaron was on the field for every one of those plays. So he's done, pretty much. I know if you talk to him and his other teammates, a goal this year was the states. That might be the only thing off his resume as far as high school baseball, but he's accomplished a ton. When I think of Aaron, I think of the word like anchor. He's an anchor. He's the one guy the last 3-4 years that no matter how good the other pitcher was or the other team, you didn't have to worry about him. And it kind of just permeated its way down through the rest of the guys in the lineup. Also, like Coach Torrance said, Aaron is just a baseball guy. He's a 12-month baseball guy. He eats, sleeps, drinks it. He did a great job with wrestling the last 2 years, I believe, advancing even as far as the regionals this year. But he's a guy that is always playing baseball. And I don't think that's any coincidence that we now have multiple guys like him in our program. And I think he had a lot to do with that just live, eat, and drink baseball. Aaron is a silent leader. He's a captain, but he's a silent leader. We were talking about this year, the catching position having to be a little more vocal, and that was something he was going to work on. But he's a guy that leads by example. It never, in 4 years, so I've never, ever had Aaron miss a practice, miss a game, miss anything. I mean, that's 4 years, not one thing. He's dependable as they come. Aaron is a guy that wants to go as far as he can in baseball, and he's going to get the chance to do that at Salem County Community College. Salem is in the GSAC, Garden State Athletic Conference. It's one of the better JUCO conferences around. So he's going to get the chance to play a ton of high-level baseball and next year or two, and go from there. Who knows whether it'll be a different college or the minors or whatever in baseball. But he's a guy that we're going to be following. I think they play their home games at MSI Field. So I know we'll be taking a couple of trips there as a team in the future. Thank you for everything you've done for the program, Aaron Stankiewicz. And in closing, I would just like to thank the parents for all your support. And the kids that you've raised. I forget the exact number now, but we talked about it in the preseason. In our last 7 years, we've had like a 91 or a 92% of our Interboro baseball players go on to secondary, education beyond high school, and that has a lot to do with the parents and the community. So I just want to thank you guys, and I like to thank you three seniors and even the other players that are watching for all the commitment and dedication that you have towards making our program the best it can be and the community proud. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.